I was sitting in a corner. They have this lady, she's drove by, and she asked me what's wrong with me, and I say, I'm sick, I don't feel good. And she said, are you okay? I say, no, I'm not. And then she said, well, come with me. And so I get in her car. She said, well, you can come to my house and stay with me, if you want to help, babysit my kid. And so I came with her. She on the dance studio, and she had two small children. One of them are half American and half Vietnamese, and the other one is half Korean and half Vietnamese. Because at that time when the Korean troop was there in Vietnam also, one of her husband got killed. The one American and got killed, but they wasn't married. They just lived together. And her other child, half Korean and half Vietnamese. I guess he was married when he was in Korea, but he was a soldier, and I guess, And so I stayed with her, and then they have an American gentleman, his name Ricky, which is my brother now. He's a really good friend of her, and he always came to the house and things like that. And I wasn't spoke a word of English at that time, but he spoke Vietnamese. Wow. So he always came over, and we become really good friends. And then one day he told me, he said, you want to come to the United States? And I say, well, I can't marry you, you're too old. And he's like, I don't want to marry you. My mom and dad are old couple, and I have a brother who lives in the United States. He's in college. And my mom wants a daughter, but she doesn't want to go to Dapper and bow at night. So if you want to come to the United States, I will take you there, to meet my parents. I thought he just kidded me, And then one day I got a letter from his parents, with picture and everything like that. And then he said, I'm going to go back to the United States, and I'll be back in a couple months. And I thought he never come back, so I never thought anything like that. And then he left for about 3-4 months, I think, and then he come back. Wow. With his parents. That's the first time I met him. He's retired a commander in the Navy. My mom was a pediatrician doctor, and they said they want to adopt me, and they couldn't get the paperwork done because I live in so many places, and I'm in and out of the office all the time. So, and the Vietnamese government are very corrupted. They want money. And I don't have a proper paperwork like birth certificate and things like that. So they want money from my parents. My parents refused to pay it. And they went back to the States. They say, don't worry, I will come back for you, and I will take you home with me. So it took them 2 years, to get the paperwork done and everything, and I left Vietnam in 1974. I remember a very funny story. I never seen this washing machine before.
You've never seen never.
My whole life, and I still do the old-fashioned way. Help my parents wash dishes with my hand, and my daddy said, honey, you can put the dishwasher, you can put the dishes in the washing machine. And I said, okay, and I look at him, and he put everything in the dishwasher machine, and he turned it on, and I couldn't figure out how did he wash it. So I keep trying to open it up, to see, and he said, you can't do that, because you do that, they're not going to wash them. I said, but how did he wash them? And he's like, that's how they work, And I told my dad, I say, I wish they would have like a window, so I can see what's going on in there, because I never saw that. Right. And the first time I have American food is my dad took me to Bob Big Boy, have a burger and a milkshake. I remember my high school was only about 200 kids, and I only one Asian in that high school.
You're the only one?
I'm only one.
How was that? That must have been interesting.
Very difficult, because a lot of them never seen Asian kid before. They call me Gee, they call me Nam, they make fun of me. And then they have this boy, his name Ronnie. He was very nice to me, and he very polite, and I remember he was my first boyfriend.